what you have cannot be more valuable than who you are. I feel in a lot of ways, most of us try to work ourselves up, especially with the fact that as a human race, we've grown to a sense where it's always been a hierarchy in everything that we do. We try to seek kingship or queenship in whatever it is that we're pursuing, such that we acquire more and we get more for ourselves. And this makes us better human beings than other people. But once you attach your value to all these things that you have, it might be the accolades that you've won, it might be the money that you get, it might be the body that you have, and you get validation from the world from it for having it, and you put your value in that, you become only a product of that. And when everything goes away, which it can in any instant, you feel like you're worthless and you feel like nothing you do or nothing that you ever will do again can bring you any more value. When your value should be intrinsic. There are things that are intrinsic and there are things that are also external. By things that are intrinsic, I mean, what are your values? Who are you when no one's looking? Who are you when there is an audience? Who are you when you're alone? And what type of conversation do you have with yourself? When you're seated alone, are you telling yourself you're a good person? Are you doing the things that a good person would do? Or are you just a performer out there? If you're just a performer out there, then you might attach your value of that kindness or of that good person to what you are out there, which means when you are alone, you feel worthless and you cannot do anything about it because it is the conversations that you have alone that are the most honest conversations anyway. And this is where you're most honest with yourself in that silence that comes when you are alone and when no one else is listening to you and you only have your voice to listen to. Because to be honest, a lot of people have people switch up on them one day, family, friends, colleagues, relatives, even the most loyal of people, all that disappears. And when it disappears, the craziest thing is it can happen in an instant, it can happen in a day, it can happen when it's most unexpected. Even your money, it can go in the most unexpected ways. You could have been the most honest businessman out there, but then someone just comes for you. People have enemies, even the kindest of people who have enemies. And those people can take everything away. Who are you when all of that is gone? We see stories like this in cases of people who have fallen off in the public eye, but they still stay who they are, even after all that is gone. The fame might be gone, the power they might have had before might be gone, and yet they stay people of value even when they walk inside a room. People still respect them, people still can acknowledge their presence because they've established themselves to be who they are to themselves. Those silent conversations make sense. Those honest, deep, silent times then come back to them, and all they can do is not be anything but the valuable person they've always been. Because your value cannot be what is around you, but your value can be what is inside you. So what you have might also come from other people, and those other people can also take it away. Even if what you have is what you have acquired, just know you could also be able to take it away, or other people might take it away. That's why we have thieves in the sense of both physical things and also spiritual things. Some people might be able to steal something from you, but are you going to let them steal your essential spirit, or are you going to let them steal your essential intrinsic value? That shouldn't be the case. You should be someone who gets deep in thought, who gets into silence and figures themselves out. And once they figure themselves out, they can go out there and be the best they can be, because who you are outside and who you are on the inside becomes the same person. And when that becomes the same person, your body, spirit, and mind all form into one thing. I believe as human beings, we have three essential things to us. We have a body, a spirit, and a mind. But in the essential sense, it's like coming from higher up, coming down. So you are a spirit with a mind living inside a body. So what this means is, at a spiritual level, who are you? Because your spirit will then determine your mind, and then what your mind thinks will determine what you do with your body, how you treat your body, and how you treat the bodies of other people. When the Bible says that our bodies are a temple for the Lord, what the Bible literally means is you might be a god in a sense, I'm not saying we should then see ourselves as higher than other people or like as gods, but when your body is that temple for a god, it means that your body is a temple, the mind, for a god, the spirit. So that spirit, that God, is who you are, and then the mind becomes what you hold or what you use to hold the temple, which is what you have. So when what you have is not godlike, then you are just a temple, and a temple with no purpose can be used to worship any god. And you don't want to be that temple, because once you start worshiping any god, it means anyone can come with any value, anyone can come with anything that they may feel like might align with you, and then you will feel like you need to be aligned with that, because all people bring all sorts of prayers to your temple and you're just accepting all of it. Who you are is the spirit. So redefine your spirit in silence, redefine your spirit in excellence, in what you define as being the blueprint of the God that you want to worship. Because when we worship different things in our temples, then those different gods will clash. And when you have different gods clashing, sometimes you might not even know which God is true and which God to worship. That's why at many points in the Exodus, the Israelites were always confused. They were worshiping different gods at different points of that Exodus from Egypt to the promised land. So when they were going to the promised land and everything was happening to them, it's like they kind of chose a god depending on the situation. When there was one true God who they had to worship, and when they worshiped that God, they saw the light, they saw the way, and they could move forward. It's the same thing that happens with us. Who we are must be more valuable than what we have, because what we have can go away. Even if it doesn't go away, what we have changes. And when that change is too constant, our identities might not be consistent in any way, but our identities can be consistent, and we can see growth, health, and everything good, everything pure in ourselves. And when we move forward in a pure sense, in the sense that worships what truly makes us better people for this world, then we become better people. And when we become better people, it means whatever it is that we tend to worship, it becomes better and it grows in us, makes us spiritually aligned, makes us our minds aligned, it makes our bodies aligned. So whenever we act intentionally. Whenever we do our work, we do it intentionally. Whenever we step out to other people, to our communities, to ourselves, to the people we love, to our families, we step out as our true selves, and we are never confused about who we are. We're never confused about change. And when we're never confused about change, or the change that comes, just comes good change for us, because we can use that change as fuel to define who we are in a greater sense. And our temples can be temples for gods who are defined above the human's comprehension, because the human's comprehension defining us becomes what we have or what we're given by other people, and that can be taken away at any point. So that's today's message. That's what I've been thinking about. We need to be people who are defined, but by what we choose to be defined by. And what we choose to be defined by should be truly what we worship, so that what we use our temples to be worshiping, that our minds and our bodies align with that. And we don't hurt our temples by making them temples that any god can be worshipped in, because we have defined ourselves with one God who we define to be true. And that becomes who we are. And the value remains high. Cheers, gang. Catch you in the next one.